So let me get this straight. This Akstar isn't the same Akstar, but he can turn into Xeno of the Beta Star, yet he still has both eyes. What? I haven't gone through the event story yet, so forgive me if I don't know this person. But I do know his Trustmaster reward. Awakened Dragon is a materia that boosts the attack stat by 60% and grants a weak human and dragon killer. Those two happen to be uncommon killers, so having both on a high attack boosting passive makes an incredible Trustmaster reward. His Super Trustmaster reward, Novus Ember, is a katana that, in a shocking twist, isn't the most powerful katana in the game. It's outmatched by Akstar's own katana. But don't pass it off so easily. It has a bonus effect that boosts your unit's attack further as long as they're holding a weapon, so it's extremely versatile. I'd probably throw a Super Trustmaster reward Mugu at it if I didn't care about damage. Or, you know, if I had him. Onto Akstar's regular abilities. Lethal Mind is designed to give Akstar the ability to take out an enemy's break bar. I don't know about you, but I've never really struggled with that. The rest of his attacks are absolute Mirror of Equity chaining abilities. Dragon Strike grants Akstar a powerful dragon killer. Whirl of Blizzards imbues him and everyone else in your team with the ice element. Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure is a brave ability that has everyone's favorite mechanic, random number generators. It can enable one of two abilities, a attack and a critical attack. Regardless, it also has a 120% ice imperil, so you definitely use it often. Raining Blade, Nation Division is a brave ability that can increase Akstar's attack by 300%. Revived Blade, Reverse Strike can only be used twice. It's a powerful attack that also replenishes a hefty chunk of Akstar's MP gauge. Onto his cooldown abilities. Guiding Mirror of Equity is basically a powerful attack. Selfless Patience cures any attack breaks on Akstar and increases his spirit by 250% for 99,999 turns. It'll mean nothing if you use any other unit spirit buff though. Let's look at his passives. He has a 50% ice resistance because he's buddies with Laswell. Makes sense to me. He also has a dragon killer. If you want to build him properly, just give him a single katana or something. Finally, his Limit Burst. It deals damage. Alright, now Xeno of the Beta Star. Somehow. This is explained in the story, right? Anyways, he doesn't have a turn limit, but he does have a cooldown when he switches between forms. In this form, he still uses absolute Mirror of Equity chaining attacks, though most of them now deal ice damage. Ice General's Blade gives Akstar a human killer. Discipline Blade, Grave Result, is a brave ability that partially ignores the enemy's defense. Death Blade, Falling Starfrost. Wait, who comes up with these names? Anyways, it's a very powerful attack that partially ignores the enemy's defense. In return, he can only use it once. Culmination of Destruction is another one-use ability that increases the damage of ice attacks and, well, every other ability, I guess. It'd be wasted if he dies though, so try not to let that happen. He has one cooldown ability. Frozen Blade of Imperial Ruin is an attack that enables Frozen Blade of Imperial Ruin II. That's a stronger attack that enables Edge of Imperial Ruin. That's not an attack. It's basically Culmination of Destruction in an active ability. That's great and all, but you won't need to use it if you can keep Akstar alive. Let's look at his passives. He switches the Dragon Killer for a Human Killer, and he'd prefer to dual wield this time. Finally, his Limit Burst. It's an attack that inflicts a 120% ice imperil. Take a look at the chaining number. It does 23 hits, and then 4 hits. Let's see it out in action. Right, okay, now it all makes sense. Now to make a damage rotation. I'll assume Akstar doesn't die. Use Whirl of Blizzards for the Ice Imbue, Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure for the Ice Imperil, and Raining Blade, Nation Division for the attack boost. Next, change forms and use Culmination of Destruction and double cast Discipline Blade, Grave Result. On turn 3, double cast Discipline Blade, Grave Result, and use Death Blade, Falling Starfrost. On turn 4, go back to his regular form and triple cast Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure. Do the same thing on turn 5. On turn 6, cast Whirl of Blizzards, Raining Blade, Nation Division, and Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure. From here onwards, continue to triple cast Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure, but make sure to reapply his Imbue, Imperil, and attack boost. If, on the off chance you mess up and he dies, it's best to switch back into his other form as soon as possible to activate Edge of Imperial Ruin to regain the damage boost. Unfortunately, it's locked behind 2 other moves, which will eat up a good amount of your time. So after playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius for a while, all players will come upon an undisclosed truth. Farming is a pain. And guess what's more of a pain? Farming Brave insignias, especially since all the bosses have break bars where you have to sit there and wait for it to deplete. As such, I'm sure you guys want to cut down on the number of insignias that you have to farm. And what better way to do so than avoiding some Brave abilities altogether? In this segment, I will now suggest the Brave abilities that you should prioritize. I suggest prioritizing Raining Blade Nation Division first as it increases Akstar's attack boost. Then Destructive Blade, Glacial Fissure because it can potentially deal more damage. And finally, Discipline Blade, Grave Result because it's the last one left. So how is Awakened Dragon Akstar? He's strong, though he doesn't have much in the way of team support. The one thing he offers outside of damage is an Ice Imbue. If you're interested in the Kingdom Hearts series, they'll all be able to use Absolute Mirror of Equity attacks, and Akstar here can provide an Ice element if you want them all to deal ice damage or something. Due to the nature of his rotation, he won't have much of a damage burst like other characters. However, his regular damage is solid and consistent, and he proves himself a powerful Neo Vision character that can stand among the others.